All right, only 20 seconds left, and Space Station Gaming is not able to find an inroad yet. They've been taking chip shots here and there. Hold on, we can able to make the pull. Takes him down, and that's another couple stars.
But it is not enough.
They not over yet, but they have the 3-2 advantage. Can they push in and find another kill somewhere?
Oh no! Three Bears able to grab kill after kill after kill. 15-4, and now we are 1-1 for both teams here in Bounty.
Kill, and it's all tied up once again, but this is now the match point for the three Bears. If they can take a win in this third bounty game, it's all over for Space Station. They picked up their win the first time, but with this comp change, it seems like they couldn't get the edge in that mirror match at all. They weren't ever ahead in that game, were they, Kairos?
They really weren't. No, as soon as they got that control, they got that first kill, then it was really hard for Space Station Gaming to get in there. They weren't able to push them up because that Gene was just in the right position where if he pulled them, they couldn't get in there, and that meant they couldn't get those kills in order for them to catch back up. So this match here is very crucial for Space Station Gaming. Three Bears is kind of a little bit more relaxed because they've got the advantage so far. But Space Station Gaming has to win this next match if they want a chance for them to compete in, or for them to move on.
I've noticed that the crucial moment in these games often comes down to whether or not Gene gets a pull against a really squishy brawler on the backside. I know that oftentimes you are not trying to get the pull on Piper since she can just jump right out if she has her super, but pulling the enemy Gene will often give you like a 2-on-1 advantage because then your opponents can't get a pull of their own. You're up 3-2, you're usually able to collapse onto the last remaining troops, and that can be the #1 sign of victory.
Absolutely, you're 100% right there. And those Gene plays, I mean, both of those players were incredibly good at playing Gene, but Three Bears, they did such a good job maintaining their position, being very patient. That was the match that we just described the first time, is where both teams are just being very chill, calm, making sure that they fall back to heal up so that they do not get taken out, because that survivability is so important, and just waiting for that one moment for the enemy team to make their first mistake so that they could actually get that kill.
Oftentimes in really high stakes games like these, it's not always about making the best play yourself, but waiting for your opponents to slip up or make a mistake, get out of position for even just a couple of seconds. It's a hard punish when you have such high damage dealing brawlers and such long range, especially with Piper being picked for both of these teams. They're really eager to get into game 3, as you can see here, and we now have the lineups. Once again, it's another mirror match, but we're going to see ambush from both players this time. No snappy sniping for the Space Station player.
I think that's the right call here. This map is just perfect for ambush because you have all those bushes controlling the center, and one hit from the X range deals an additional 800 damage, and that can be enough to really make a huge difference.
Gene can also get a little bit of additional chip damage in there to boost up. So with ambush and maybe a few chip shots from Gene, that's often enough to take out some of those weaker brawlers. Carl, of course, can provide a little bit more tanking and has some nice mobility with that super when he gets it charged up. But with them both kind of isolated over on the right side of the map, it seems more like the Genes and the Pipers are taking care of the action here.
Yeah, it's coming down to Carl v. Carl, Piper v. Piper, and Gene v. Gene. So this really is coming down to skill here. However, Space Station Gaming does have that first star, so they're able to be a little bit more calm and relaxed. And you can see Coupe Day is trying to, just keep people pushed back. And now the Three Bears are actually focusing on a center push to try and make it a 3v2, where Coupe Day is kind of a push out there, but it looks like they actually reverted. So we'll see what happens here. Akile is really low on HP. He has to fall back to heal up. And we got both Carls unloading shot after shot after shot.
Ooh, a risky play here from Piper. She'll be able to pop down some of those defensive barriers that Space Station Gaming was using. She'll survive as she retreats out, but that Gene is looking really low up on top. Three Bears going to have to pull back, and not at a time when they really have an opportunity to do that. They're down right now the star and need to get a kill, less than a minute to pull it off.
This is really close right here. Obviously, it's just 1-0, but Space Station Gaming does have that 1-star advantage, and that can be all you need to have to win this match. And so it's going to come down to them having that control.
Oh,
looks
nice
like Piper's able
Piper.
Wow. Both teams end up falling back, though. Coupe Days heals up, and we also have Piper on Three Bears' team healing up as well. Nice Bears flashing that super, giving them a warning shot, saying, hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me.
Some nice shots up on top from Piper, but still not able to connect, and the three Bears are really running short on time. We're going to need to see a charge in here from one of their Carls. Preferably the three Bears. Hold on! The pull is good! Gene goes down! Piper goes down!
Piper!
The shots are coming back to back to back, and the three Bears are in the lead!
Look at that, they were able to get that Carl over there as well, and Coupe tries to deal some damage. Achilles able to get some kills, but looks like Nice Bear takes Coupe Ace out as well, and they lose space. Three Bears moving on to the next match, the semifinals tomorrow. Absolutely crazy, some very skilled gameplay. It wasn't, I mean, that was really close right there. That last match, I cannot even believe that. They had that one-star advantage the entire time.
Space Station Gaming sent out to orbit as the three Bears are grounded and advancing, walking through the forest to the semi-final match. The hometown favorites are getting lots of cheers from the crowd, and we could not have asked for a better match one.
That was absolutely fantastic. So much intense gameplay. Three Bears, I have got to say, they had some incredible teamwork in all of the modes. Really, they did. And it came down to those team plays. One person does something, another team does something to help support that. And it really came down to those team gameplay moments.
So dominant in gem grab, so dominant in heist. 2-0 victories in both of those sets. It really did come down to a very close match in Brawl Ball and in Bounty, where they weren't always ahead, but when it came down to it at the very end, they knew what they had to do. Perfect synergy the whole time, and they cleaned up against Space Station Gaming.
You know, I will say, Space Station Gaming still did an absolutely incredible job. They made some fantastic plays, and it doesn't matter if you didn't make it to the finals. They definitely came home with some, just knowing that they're really excellent players.
Yeah, a lot to be proud of. And if you're a fan of Space Station Gaming, don't forget that they still have a team competing. Space Station Gaming Brazil is going to be coming up shortly. We'll see if they'll be the heroes to advance to the semis.
That's going to be interesting. They're going to be playing against Tribe Gaming, who's known as one of the more popular teams here. And so we'll see what happens.
And full disclosure, you are a big fan of Tribe Gaming yourself.
That is right. I am a Tribe member, so I'm kind of excited for that. So.
All right, well, the match is over now. We're getting ready for match number 2, but we're going to head over to the post-game, Kairos.
Yes, let's go ahead and take a look at that here.
Very shortly, of course. We've got our Korean commentary that we're enjoying in the background here and filling over the background. But make sure to let us know in chat which team you're rooting for. Three Bears going on to the semis tomorrow. They've doubled their prize amount, and it's just going to be a matter of time to see which teams will be joining them on the big stage for that huge check.
Yes. Absolutely, $25,000 already that they've guaranteed. They doubled their price money.
Space Station Gaming. I'm Peng Hong. I'm from Malaysia, and I have around 20,000 trophies in Brawl Stars.
I'm Nicholas. I'm Coupe Ace, and I'm from Singapore, and I'm the team leader for Space Station Gaming.
Achille, I'm French, and I'm 23,000 trophies in Brawl Stars.
For me, I would prefer to play support because I will get very stressed out if I play the front line.
For me, I'm more of like the aggro player, so I will pick my favorite ballers are like Rosa, Billy, and like more of the tanks upline in front. Piper.
Thrower brawlers can also play mid, lighting on, some range, many kind of brawlers.
Who's your rival? 3, 2, 1.
Japan.
Korean.
I choose Japan because we all normally face Asia teams, so I roughly know where Japan stands and like the rest of the other Asia teams which we play with. So I felt that Japan was like our biggest rival we had to face.
No, confident. We need to know first the team we're gonna face, but no, I think we feel confident about that.
Yeah.
We need to be really focused and to train more a little bit, and it will be good. Outside we are all friends, but in stage there will be no friends.
곰새바위가 한 집에 있어 엔젤곰
모든 곳
나이스 한국 1위로 와서 정말 기쁘고요. 쟁쟁한 선수들이랑 겨루게 돼서 좀 두려운데 재밌게 해보도록 하겠습니다.
일단 한국 대표로 나가는 만큼 최선을 다하는 모습을 보여드리겠습니다.
아무래도 많은 조합을 준비하는 것 그게 좀 필승 전략이 되지 않을까 생각합니다.
제가 제일 잘 쓰는 브롤러는 진이고요. 진으로 이제 젠그랩에서 역전을 하는 거를 제일 좋아합니다.
저는 이제 프로를 제일 좋아하고요. 상대방과 거리를 조절하면서 독을 묻히고 이렇게 몰래 빠져나가고 도망치는 그런 플레이를 되게 좋아합니다.
제가 제일 좋아하는 블루는 리타고요. 대회에서 좀 많이 쓰는 거는 로사 같습니다. 아무래도 로사가 요즘 메타에서 굉장히 좋기 때문에 많이 쓰고 있습니다.
이제 아무래도 시즈 모드를 제일 많이 맞춰봤고 공격 타이밍이랑 수비 타이밍이 합이 잘 맞기 때문에
홈그라운드의 위력을 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 한국에서 여행 잘 하고 가시면 될 것 같습니다.
Welcome back to the desk. We are now out of match one. It's in the books, and the Three Bears have stamped their tickets to the semifinals, but I know we've got a lot to break down from that round. Kairos.
Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at some of the highlights for those matches. They were absolutely fantastic. Three Bears taking the victory 2-0 in Gem Grab. And then we had, you got the scores right here. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
We got Brawl
It was a
Ball.
2-1 lead for Space Station in Brawl Ball, a 2-0 sweep for the Three Bears in Heist, and then the 2-1 turnaround in that bounty set at the very end.
You know, Three Bears say that one of their best modes was Heist, but they also selected Siege as one of their best modes. And I'm sure that they're feeling pretty happy they didn't have to show their cards before tomorrow.
Good point there. Well, we're going to take a quick look at the highlights. You know, if a match is a delicious meal, the highlights are the sweet, sweet dessert at the end where you get to see the choicest plays and the most delicious revenge enacted against your opponents. Take a look now at the Gem Grab map that we saw.
Yeah, so here, this was really important here. Nice Bear throwing down, we had that super cover right there, and Nice Bear goes in, kind of keeps the advantage there, but he's able to, despite that pull, Modding's able to escape because of that super. They grab those gems, and this is where it gets really hot. We got Sandy throwing down his super. They've got, this is crazy. So much damage going on. They're able to take the gems. Rosa gets taken down out. Achille runs down to try and escape, and he's able to do so, except there's a train in the way.
Pretty rare to have to push all the way up into your opponent's side, then retreat, then your opponents grab the gems once again. The back and forth on that game number 2 was incredible. Rosa taking the lead and holding onto those gems safely to give Three Bears the first set.
Now here in Brawl Ball, they're facing off against each other, and we got, let's see here, I'm remembering what was happening. Here we go. Okay, Coup de Ace throws down that super. He's able to stay alive. He's going in. He's able to just very simply walk it in, which is a really safe way for you guys to win. Now here, this play right here, 3 players against 1. Achille is able to just very easily kick it in.
Blasts through and an easy kick into the goal. That led us on to Heist, where the Three Bears had another opportunity to pull back into the lead. We had some really close base races here with an early stab from Space Station, but it went down to the wire, and only a 1% advantage for the Three Bears, blasting at that safe. A 3-on-1 as Daryl tries futilely to push them off.
Absolutely crazy here. This was the play of the day for Bounty. Both players playing the same team comp, doing the best that they can to try and get this advantage. But Achille pulls down Nice Bear, and look at this Three Bears. Sitting very nicely, a 4-star lead, and is able to kind of keep that advantage.
Yep, Space Station forced to fire back and try to gain enough stars to compete, but to no avail. 15-4, a crushing lead for the Three Bears, cementing their advantage and definitely proving that they are a force to be reckoned with here.
The other players, I am sure, the other teams that are going to be playing later today, I'm sure, are keeping notes on what each of the players are doing. The one thing